In a few days' time, Prince Harry is set to be given the Pat Tillman Award, an accolade that honours war veterans and soldiers who have made an exceptional contribution. Pat Tillman was an NFL football player who gave it all up to serve his country, only to be killed by friendly fire. He gave his all for his country and was an incredible example of service. Prince Harry, whilst he did serve, has been embroiled in a divisive campaign against the British press and a vendetta against his family, which, as we all know, has taken the form of interviews, documentaries and his tell-all memoir, Spare, where he attacked his family and gave out his kill count, something that is a no-no in military circles and arguably compromised his comrades and his own family security. The latter is apparently fighting towards. So why do that? Pat Tillman's mother is not happy with Harry being chosen as the recipient for this. She called him a controversial figure and stated that there were far more worthy potential winners who do not have the profile, so go under the radar, their contribution ignored. There's even a petition against Prince Harry which has reached over 50,000 signatures. Why would you ask Harry? Harry, why would he want to be part of something like this when it's clear he's not welcome? The reason? Well, apparently a royal expert has accused Meghan Markle of treating her life in Montecito, California like a prom event. She's been bizarrely accused of setting up events that she and Prince Harry can attend together. The most recent was the ESPY Awards on July the 11th, where Harry is expected to be handed the Pat Tillman Award. So we should watch this space to see what happens there. But back in the UK, Prince Anne is on the mend after a rather freak accident, which we haven't got to the bottom of what actually happened. And there are hopes that we may see Kate Middleton at Wimbledon. She may present the trophies at Wimbledon if her health allows her, following her recent return to public life after revealing that she's undergoing cancer treatment. So joining me now for more is Lady Victoria Hervey. Lady Victoria, what do you think the odds are that Catherine or Kate will be giving out a trophy potentially at Wimbledon?
You know, I think it's probably like a 50-50 chance. I think that, you know, with Trooping the Colour, it was very last minute that suddenly she would appear on Trooping of the Colour. So I think it'll just be like how she feels that day or the night before. And, you know, she quite possibly could surprise us all by actually giving out the awards.
Oh, that'd be lovely, wouldn't it? It'd be so nice to see her.
It would be.
Hopefully she's...
tennis was like her thing. I mean, I'm sure she's been watching it at home.
Yes.
But, yeah, it would be really great to see her there.
Have you caught sight of any of Wimbledon so far?
Do you know what? So I have been watching some of the matches, but I went to the pre-Wimbledon Novak match, which was at the Hurlingham Club, where they always do that pre-Wimbledon. Yeah. So I'm hoping to go this weekend.
That'd be lovely, won't it? Yeah. Who do you think will be playing? Because it's coming up to the finals, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, well, I'm pretty sure, like, we'll have the usual sort of Alcaraz, Djokovic.
Yeah.
So we'll see, right?
We shall see. Yeah. Well, it's always so entertaining, though. We do love a bit of Wimbledon. Now, what about Princess Anne? Now, she's recovering from a significant head injury. We don't fully know what happened, though, do we? How much can you tell us about what went on?
I think, like, you know, it's kind of like it's sort of a thing where we're told, don't worry, they're going to be fine. It's, you know, it's not serious. But actually, I think with her, it is actually way more serious than it could have been, you know. She was apparently unconscious for quite some time before anyone found her and completely lost her memory and doesn't know what happened. So I'd say that's quite serious.
Yeah, so how do you know all of these details?
I have good sources.
Her sources have told her. So she wasn't actually on the horse, she was in the stables?
That's the part that is not known, but it sounds like she was possibly in a stable and got kicked in the head and was laying unconscious for quite some time.
Wow.
And just has no memory of what actually happened.
Now what do we know with regard to the family and everything? Presumably they're rallying around her.
Yes. I mean, look, their family is, like, super close, and her children, you know, Peter and Zara, I'm sure Mike's there as well with the kids. So it's just, you know, it does feel like the royal family is really getting a battering, and it does feel like some kind of voodoo thing that Meghan Markle has put on that family.
Well, no, you can't blame Meghan Markle
No, I'm
for that.
not.
Look,
But I'm just saying,
Meghan
as
Markle
soon
is
as she
guilty.
came into the picture, like, everything has gone wrong in that family.
But
Doesn't it
Meghan
seem
Markle
like
is
that?
guilty of many things, but I don't think she's any good at voodoo.
You don't
I'm
think
pretty
she's got some kind of doll where she's sort of prodding it?
I doubt it. She's too busy dealing with her own stuff. But no, that's you know, I've got to be honest. You know, to be fair to
It's
Meghan
just
Markle
like,
on
but
this
she's
one.
put like a sort of a dark spell on them.
And negativity.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose negativity does become almost infectious, doesn't it? If one thing goes wrong,
I mean,
another
that
and another.
family had been really healthy until she came into the picture. You know, first the Queen, you know, I mean, well, we had Prince Philip first, then the Queen. And, you know, this is a family that have had really, like, high life expectancy. There hadn't really been that much illness in the family for quite some time. And suddenly, like, one by one, like, each member is getting sick.
Well, they say dis-ease, so disease, you know, evolves from, you know, instability, emotional, I mean, certain...
Stress. I mean, stress is the biggest killer.
So stress, I think, would have been a very important factor in many of those
And a
illnesses,
lot of that stress has come about by Meghan creating this big break in the family.
Well, yes, I mean, you could argue that Meghan did create a big break in the family, but I don't know whether you could argue that she's the reason why all these odd things are happening.
I'm not,
but I can see why you can.
It's just like
coincidence, isn't it?
Yeah, I just don't believe in coincidences.
You don't believe in coincidences. You think everything happens for a reason.
That's what they say, right?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's not like me to defend Meghan, but I've got to be honest on that one. You know, I can't blame her for those things. But yes, stress
just feels very strange that there has just been so much illness, so much negative impact on that family in those few years.
Well, stress does trigger illness. We know that. You know, and you know, undoubtedly,
and
the entire family have been under a lot as well.
You know, Princess, Kate.
Yeah.
I think for her, definitely, like, stress was like the big issue.
Yeah, but presumably it works both ways because there'll be stress on the Sussex's side of things as well. But we shall see what happens.
Right.
But I do hear you, and I know a lot of people are going down that sort of mind track.
Right.
What about Prince Louis now? He might inherit Prince Andrew's title as part of royal tradition, which has been followed for more than a century.
Yeah, I mean, that is the natural line of succession. So him being the younger brother of, you know, the future monarch, if George becomes king, he would inherit Duke of York. Obviously, that title is not given until the current Duke of York is no longer here, right? So I guess it depends how long he lives.
Yeah, well...
I mean, if he outdoes the Queen, I mean, you know, some of these family members can live a really long time.
Well, let's hope he's not on the list.
I literally think at this point, like, all the family members, just one by one, something happening to them. I feel like Prince Andrew is going to be like the last man standing at this point.
Well, it might be Prince Harry. It might be the way things are going.
Well, I think that's what, you know, the Americans would like.
What for Prince Harry to become back in the royal line?
They would love, like, the future monarch to be a half American, half English, right? That's been the plan all along.
I don't know whether the Americans will take that in. I'm not sure the British public will even be prepared to give their two pennies worth to support these people.
And I actually don't think those kids should be in the line of succession.
Harry and Meghan's children?
I don't think they should be. They're being brought up in America, not in England. Like, how can those kids... You know, they're probably going to have an American accent.
Well, I do think that if you step away from being a working royal, then you should step away from the titles as well. And I also think you step away from the line of succession. I think that's...
Right.
You have stepped away, you've chosen to do that. So I am totally in agreement with you that if you have this wonderful privilege, but you denounce it by saying, no, I don't want to do the things that will give me that privilege, and you step aside, then I think the bloodline should stop there. I don't think it should carry on.
Right, yeah.
I'm with you on that. Maybe there are things in place that may well happen. William, he is the next in line. He may well do that because it will pass down to his children. Now, an author has also claimed that Prince Louis and Princess Charlotte might consider renting a flat in Shoreditch as part of a potential move away from traditional places. How old are they? They're only, what,
I mean,
too
can
young?
you imagine, like, a journalist actually coming up with this ridiculous idea? Absolutely ridiculous. Like, no, it's not going to happen. I don't know why, like, a lot of people in this country want to try and... they're just trying to normalise the British royal family as, like, they're just Mr. Joe Bloggs. They're not. At the end of the day, they're not. They're the royal family. They're not going to be living in freaking East End. Not happening.
Well, we don't want them to be normal either.
No, we don't. These are people
that
we, the British public is aspiring to, right?
Yeah.
Who wants to live down there?
We don't want them to be
normal.
normal.
You live in Buckingham Palace, or if you live in Kensington Palace, you don't want to live in...
I like the idea of them there. I can't help it. I like the idea of royalty, and, it does give you an idea. You're right, doesn't it? Because, you want to be a princess. I think Meghan wanted to be a princess, although I don't think she realised that princesses actually have to do a lot of work.
You don't want to look at them as just like, they're going to be living... I don't know.
Next
by
door.
the flower market.
They open the next door. All right, mate. All right.
All right.
All right, Lily.
Like they're in EastEnders.
All right, Charlotte. Are you doing?
Yeah.
We don't want that.
Yeah.
Then the music.
It's not good. No. No. They need to be behind the big gates.
Yeah, we quite like it. I mean, and that's what holds the sort of illusion of sort of perfection and stability, doesn't it? So that's what we like.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, obviously, certain things have come in the fray now to make it look unstable, and we don't want that. We don't want that at all. Now, what about this protocol that Queen Camilla has established to ensure that everyone's not wearing the same thing?
Right.
The same colouring?
So I've heard that they all like to wear blue, and now there is a new... thing where they actually can wear blue as long as it's a different shade of blue than Camilla. She gets to choose her blue. And then the other royal family members get to choose their blue. So you can have turquoise and navy blue and royal blue, and it works.
Well, it works, doesn't it? And it's, as part of the flag, red, white and blue, you're even merging with the flag. Lady Victoria Hervey, thank you very much. Really good to talk to you.
Thank you.